Here with the Bulls guard, Zach LaVine, young 24-year-old star. When you look at how's your assessment of the team so far and really, how you guys have put yourselves in playoff positioning here now?
I mean, we've been fighting. I don't think our record even shows how good we are. We've been in, I think, like almost the most 1 or 2 possession games. We're competing every night, but we're good. We just need to get that little extra bit to make that jump. We know right now we're in contention for getting the playoffs, and that was our goal at the beginning of the year, even last year. We just need a little bit more and we can make that push.
So obviously you guys have had the ups, the downs, but just given how young you are, how depleted, how much confidence do you have in this group? Because, I mean, you guys, it could have went sideways a lot of different times, but in terms of as a leader, what have you learned about yourself and learning the qualities that it takes to be a leader?
Yeah, I mean, I came into the position of trying to learn how to be a leader, and going through the last couple of years here with the Bulls and rebuilding processes, it's not something that you just jump into and you're good at it. You have to be accounted for with everything. You have to be one of the hardest workers, and I take accountability with that always. But you just always have to have that fight. With this group, we've had long practices, we've had long days, we've had ups and downs, and we haven't ever had the mentality of a losing team. Every time it's spirits are high, we're encouraging each other. And we know how good we can be, and we keep that same type of energy. I think, like I said, the sky's the limit. We just got to make that next little push.
Who have you learned from as far as like leadership qualities, and what have you tried to apply with this group as far as guys is looking up to you? Because I know players are on this team, they look up to you.
No, it's I always pride myself as being like one of the hardest workers. But like dudes, we were just talking about Jamal. Jamal has always been someone I talked to about being a leader. My dad played professional sports, so I could lean on how how his experiences were. But, just picking up little things from other guys. I played with Kevin Garnett, was the best teammate I ever had. And obviously I'm not on that level of competitiveness and, how he was. But you just try to take little bits and pieces of, how you can implement yourself into being a leader. Because if it's fake, people don't see through that. So you have to be true to who you are.
What did you learn from KG playing with him that one season?
The first day I met him, a lot of people were intimidated. I was 19 and I actually had his locker, but I came up, said what's up to him, what's up young fella. So we had practice, we had Flip at the time, and we had practice the next morning. Wasn't practice, it was shoot around. We had a shoot around at like 9. And I got there early to get shots up. I was, always one of the first ones in the gym. And he's there in a dead sweat. He's 40 years old at like 8 o'clock, and he's running just sprints before shoot around. He's not even gonna play this game. He just got to the team, and he's going hard. He's talking his shoot around. Doesn't know half the plays. Talking. That game. He's talking from the bench. He's you're on the other side of the court. You can hear his voice. It's just how prepared he was is what I saw. And him and being a Hall of Famer and he's 40 years old. It was crazy.
I think it's a seminal moment. Obviously in late November, you got called out a little bit, and you respond in that Charlotte game.
Yeah.
How'd you get to that point? Because you could also react to the other way.
You can go either way. I just wanted to step up to the plate, and I was ready for that next game. And I think I just needed to respond in a way to where, like you said, dudes can fold and they can give some attitude. I wanted to go out there. I didn't think I was going to have 50 or anything like that, but the way the game got out, I got hot, and I think I responded in the right way a basketball player should.
Did you know in the moment that would become like a viral thing that obviously just kind of like Tracy McGrady a few years ago in Houston against the Spurs, but just out of nowhere, just threes?
What I didn't notice is when they said I had 13 threes, I didn't really notice that. I knew I had a lot. I was hitting my shot. I felt like I had a really good game, but when the game started getting down, I started just throwing them up. I'm just trying to get us back into the game at this point. And Sato actually made a big 3 to cut the lead down to 2, and it was. We got that steal, and obviously we're at that point of the game where, I go out swinging. I'm going for the game, especially at that time. So, it was, in the moment, I was just excited to get the win, hit a game-winning shot. I didn't know it was going to be that big, though.
You've been in dunk contests. You've done a lot in the league already, but is that by far the number one moment?
Yeah, I mean, I've had game-winning shots, 40-point nights, but that was probably the biggest game that, I've had. And, just the scenario, the way it went down, after the day that everything happened. It was big, it was something to look back on.
So when you look at your game, pre-ACL injury, everyone looked at you as a dunker, just a slasher. You started to evolve your game heavily the last few years, becoming a shooter, really doing everything on the floor, pick and roll. How did that, emerge in your game? Was it because of that injury? How do you prepare?
The thing is, it was always there. You know, in high school, I averaged 3 points a game. You know, I came into the league. In college, I shot 38% from three in college.
Right.
But I feel like when you go into the dunk contest, and you know, that's when, you know, you're not on a big team. The Timberwolves were, you know, we're rebuilding. You're not on ESPN and stuff like that. So the fans get to see you as a dunker.
Right.
It's just, and that's fine. You know, I showed my talents in that. I did for the fans. I did for my family. But it doesn't show the whole you. So if you get, you know, you get broadcasters that, you know, it might get a little frustrating, but, you know, I've always had it. Like I said, I work extremely hard. I take 400, 500 shots a day. I work on my craft, but, you know, the opportunity I had coming to Chicago, and, you know, being able to, you know, put myself in that role, you know, to where I can be the guy, you know, it's helped me a lot, and I can show my whole game, and now you know, I feel like I put everything out there.
So, you know, there you played alongside Wiggins and Cat. This is kind of your team with a lot of younger players, guys that you can develop with. Was that a situation you were happy about? Is that something you were?
I mean, it was a weird situation because those are dudes I grew up with. You know, being a 19-year-old in the NBA, you know, you almost grow up, you know, with those are your boys. You know, I thought we'd really, you know, you look into it, you know, we'd have a really pretty damn good team right now. But, you know, things happen, you get traded. I was excited for the opportunity, you know, because I knew how hard I could work in. I was like a third option on that team, and you know there were some nights where, you know, your number was called and you had to step up, but you had to play a role. You know, so now coming here with this opportunity, I opened it with open arms.
So now you're in Chicago. AllStar Game will be here.
Yeah.
How excited are you about the possibility of becoming an All-Star? You're obviously one of the top leaders in votes. How excited are you about the possibility of that? I know that's been a goal.
Big. It's always been a goal for me. You know, I feel like last year, you know, I took a step in the right direction, and I understand, you know, it's winning basketball and things like that. So, that's where I'm at. You know, if we're in the right position and I'm doing everything possible, I'm just trying to help this team win games. And if I get into it, that's great. You know, my confidence doesn't lack by, you know, if you're solidified as an All-Star. I feel like I'm All-Star. I feel like I'm already, you know, whenever I step on the court, I feel like I'm the best player. I'm a very confident person, but you know, I feel like if you don't have that type of mentality, you've already lost. So, you know, I'm not really focused on that as a big goal for mine. You know, I think it will happen, but I'm just focused on winning games and trying to get us better and get us to the playoffs.
Right, because if you guys win games,
it's automatic. You know, it's automatic. You're already there. So.
But you know, you're gonna get the question about the dunk contest.
Yeah.
And is it contingent upon you getting into All-Star Game? How do you view that?
I'll feel more inclined to do it. You know, obviously, I think I still got a little bit of that in my bag. You know, I actually wouldn't be, you know, opposed to doing a three-point contest. I don't know if there's anybody that's won a dunk contest and three points.
I don't think anyone has. They've definitely participated.
I think Dame tried it. Yeah,
Dame tried it.
Michael tried it. I don't think he had a good outing on it, but I would be inclined to do it more if I made the All-Star Game. It'd be tough though, man. You know, I feel like I've had some good dunk contest moments. It'd be hard to top it. I have to see what I still got.
Think of one that you have in your bag?
I still got some tricks. Yeah, I still got a couple people I ain't seen yet. But yeah, like I said, it's, you know, if it's not that game, man, you know, I'll figure out, you know, obviously I want to do something, you know, for Chicago during that weekend.
And then when you look at, like you said, that weekend, how important you think it's going to be for you guys as far as just being the host of that city?
It's big, and that's, you know, that's why I think it would be such a, you know, big opportunity for me to go out there and, you know, in front of our own fans. You know, not everybody gets the opportunity to do that, and, you know, I'm excited.
So now you're 24. Where do you look at yourself? I mean, you're clearly one of the best young emerging guards, but do you look at other guys of your age, or you just focus on yourself? I
mean, I just try to focus on myself, because if I get to where I think I can get to, you know, then everything will work out for the best. You know, obviously you're competitional, and you look at your competition and you respect them. But, you know, like I said, I put a lot into this game. I know how hard I work. So when I step on the floor, you know, I'm not judging the other person. I'm seeing what I can do and how I can help my team win. You know, and then you set it out from there. You know, it's almost like that game again. Let's just go play, and we'll figure it out on the court.
No doubt. Zach LaVine.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you taking the time.
Appreciate you, boss.
Thank you.
Always,
Yes,
always.